We are going to start with the newspaper review as usual. Just to remind that wherever you are watching us, you can equally be part of today's edition through the number on your screen. First, we are going to start with the S.D.F. That title on Monday as Fundi Wait or H. Who of Osih Joshua or Nintcheu can revive S.D.F? The 1990 type vibrancy. And with me in the studio, I want to welcome, already seated in the panel, Mr. Kisito Eswa. He is a political analyst very close to the Yaoundé administration. Good evening, sir, and thanks for joining us.
Good evening, Cyril. I'm privileged once more to be here. I am flattered when you say I am very close to the power in Yaoundé. I don't know how truthful that story is, and I don't know your source of information. I am here again, and we wish to say that we will contribute our own quota as far as nation building is concerned. And special good evening to all my family members out there.
Definitely, we want to know that you are watching us from Tiko, you are watching us from Limbe, from Kumba, who wants to thanks for being with us. And let's start with this S.D.F issue. You are not a member of the S.D.F, and so I know, besides castigating them, there is a question that has been put to the general public between Honorable Nintcheu of Ure East and equally Honorable Joshua Osih, who happens to be the first vice president of the S.D.F. Who among the two can give back the glorious day of the S.D.F?
Well, when you say I'm not a member of the S.D.F, and at the same time a political analyst, I think it's some kind of confusion. As an analyst, you should be versed with at least a little idea as far as all the other major political parties in Cameroon are concerned. Let me remind you that the S.D.F, when it was created, was very, very vibrant. I mean, it was very, very tough, especially in the 1992 presidential elections. Now, the day the S.D.F party was created, I can quite remember that party was created on the 26th of May 1990 in Bamenda, Tarikon Street. On that day, 6 persons lost their life when that party was created because the government did not approve the launch of that party. But the current chairman of the party, Nijong Frundi, went ahead and launched that party. I think 7 months later, the President of the Republic signed a presidential decree reinstituting multi-party politics in Cameroon. That was on the 19th of December 1990 by law number 90/056 of 19 December 1990, reinstituting multi-party politics in Cameroon. Before then, we had just one party in Cameroon, the CNU party. So that tells us that the S.D.F made its mark and is still doing that on the political platform of Cameroon. Nobody should deny the fact, because if we have competitors with the present regime, it's as a result of the first battle which the S.D.F put forth. Now, between Nintcheu and Honorable Osih Joshua, I want to say that these two persons are very, very, very respected members of the S.D.F party. But taking into cognizance the fact that during the 2018 presidential elections, Osih Joshua was the presidential candidate for the S.D.F, and although their result was very disappointing, because
it was disastrous.
It was disastrous because nobody foresaw the MRC, the young MRC of Professor Maurice Kamto beating S.D.F, and coming second behind the ruling party. So it was not very impressive. But I think that the fact that Osih Joshua stood and they bestowed the confidence of the party on him, and as far as I'm concerned, on personal basis, I think that he has been doing a lot to project the party. So I think that if he's given that opportunity to lead the party, as young and vibrant as he is, I think he will take the party to places. But for the party, at the same time, to gain the fame which it had in the early 90s, and when it was created, they need to do a lot of work. A lot of groundwork has to be done to regain the confidence of the public, because as far as I'm concerned, the party is losing grounds.
It's surprising me that you say if Honorable Joshua Osih is given the front line. We all know that the chairman, Nijong Frundi, absent himself for close to a year. he was in the United States for medical attention. And within that time, we saw how pacific or how silent Joshua Osih was. And people are asking themselves more and more, we instead had Honorable Nintcheu coming out in very powerful outing at a time when he was decrying the dilapidating funds assigned for COVID-19 management. The same Joshua Osih chose silence instead of calling government to action. So it is based on all these preceding happenings that the newspaper have decided to question themselves at the present, because Nigerian funding is now back in the country. It is important that they question his reality when he is there, so that as we are talking about it, we should put the facts and the problematic.
When you say it surprises you when I say Osih Joshua should take the lead because he was, according to you, he has not been so vocal in the absence of the president. Remember, the president was out of the country but had not delegated power to anybody. So Nintcheu, just like Osih Joshua, were speaking from an individual point of view. They did not have the official part from the chairman of the party. Now, you see, politics is is something which is very, very sensitive. You don't delve into it with your two legs. You first of all have to test whether the waters are good for you to enter completely. So it's a risky and a very dicey game that you don't just rush into. Now, considering the fact you said, if Osih Joshua was not that important as you might want to think, they will not be competing him with Nintcheu.
No, the position he holds in the National Bureau of the S.D.F, notably the first vice president, warrants that he should be at the spotlight, which is contrary to Honorable Nintcheu, who is just a regional coordinator.
I think if they say Honorable Osih Joshua has not been in the spotlight, I think that's an overstatement.
I say he is already by his position on the spotlight, but seemingly he is not making use of it, which has forced the press to question whether that position he is holding he actually merits it.
The role of the press is to talk. I'm sure I'm correct, right? The role of the press is to talk.
No, to investigate, treat, and relate the information.
So it's to send out information. Now, whether I like it or not, Osih Joshua is somebody I respect a lot. He knows how to manage his things. You see, it's not because he's at a very high position at the National Assembly.
Are you taking side because he is very close to the CPDM as well?
I don't know what you're talking about. When you say he's very close to the CPDM and at the same time you say he's the vice president of the S.D.F party, I don't know what you mean by that. I've never seen him in, official CPDM meetings. So when you say he's close to the CPDM,
he has been convened from time to time. You cannot deny that fact.
Please, I don't want to put myself in a position where I cannot defend. When you say he's close to the CPDM, that's an allegation which I've not investigated. So I cannot just sit here and succumb and agree with you that Honorable Osih Joshua is a faction. In other words, you are telling us that Osih Joshua is a faction of the CPDM party, which is not true. So I stand to decry that. That's an overstatement again. Now, I said a while ago that politics is a game of interest. There are persons, the fact that Osih Joshua is the first vice president of this S.D.F, whether I like it or not, there are persons who are not happy. There are persons who would have loved to be in that position. And therefore, by virtue of the fact that they thought that they were to be there instead of the Osih Joshua, for example, would do everything possible to fight him. You might not see it as a fight, but politically it's a fight. Would do everything to project themselves that I can do better and therefore I merit that position more than Osih Joshua. So it's not a matter of talking. It's a matter of talking when necessary. You understand? It's a matter of talking when necessary. Silence is another mode of communication. Take note. The fact that people sit quiet doesn't mean they are not talking. It's often said that the wise speak when they want to say something, when they have something to say.
There's
the
a
foolish
recent
speak
movement in
when they want to
the
say
S.D.F
something.
that is called the S.D.F Vibrance. That almost is a tendency of Honorable Nintcheu that thing that's like the Cameroon Renaissance movement of Professor Maurice Kamto, that
which is your party.
You should make a communique in every state issue. You should come out and decry human rights violation, for example. And he has been doing that, I think, effectively. Which
That's
is
Nintcheu.
almost, yeah, which is Nintcheu, which is almost contrary to the style of Honorable Nintcheu. And we are talking about the 1990 vibrancy here, as the paper puts it. And we are asking you, who of Nintcheu or Honorable Osih Joshua can best bring back that vibrancy of the 90s? And you are saying it is Osih Joshua.
Well, as a sympathizer of the CPDM, I will not even want that vibrancy to come back.
Okay.
Because it's a challenge to us, right? But we love it at the same time, so that there should be some competition, because we are ready to face them at any time, beat them hands down.
Right.
Now, but as an individual, it's my point of view.
Okay.
From my own readings, I feel that the person who can bring that party back to the limelight, although not to our status and standards, is Honorable Osih Joshua.
With the 0.4% that he registered.
He's not the one who registered the 0. Whatever percent. He's not the one. It's the party. It's not President Biya who registered 72%. It is the CPDM. So when you talk about a failure here, we should not give it to the individual, give it to the body. It's just that he was there as the head. You understand? So remember that Nijom Fundi and the party delegated him as a presidential candidate, but he was not the president of the party. So we have to differentiate those two things.
So you are justifying his 0.4%?
I've not. The justification I'm struggling to do here is that the entire blame should not be shifted to Osih Joshua. The entire blame should be shifted to S.D.F party as a body, not Osih Joshua as an individual.
But he has been on record into history that he is the only candidate that has brought S.D.F to the 4th position in this country. Be in the days of all the time that the chairman Nijom Fundi went as the campaign leader or as the candidate for the S.D.F, he has always ranked second.
And he has never won. Please. He has never won. Second is not achievement. Whether you come second, third, fourth, it's not achievement.
But
the achievement
he has been ranked so many times as the main opposition leader in Cameroon.
The achievement here is who takes over Etudi. If you fail to take over Etudi, you failed.
You see,
there's nothing like
that.
I still insist.
Nintcheu and Honorable Joshua Osih.
I would choose Osih Joshua morning, afternoon, evening.
Okay.
Just like you would choose yours. Also, it was a very good thing to have seen a situation where a young political party like the MROC, of course, your party.
I'm not representing the party here.
So neither am I representing CPDM. You're talking to CPDM.
We simply said that you are close to the party.
So I have also just said you are close to MROC. So if you look at that situation, the fact that a young party like the MROC came up and defeated S.D.F means that there is room for change. But what happens is that if you look at what is happening, for this country to change, please, let's use this platform to at least educate the masses. For this country to change, as far as democracy is concerned, we must change this country. One of the ways to change this country is through the ballot box or boxes. But now, I'll say something concerning your party. I'm not insulting the party.
We are talking about SDF.
No, I'll talk about we are talking about politics.
Definitely, we'll reach.
Okay, I'll still think about. I'll take the SDF.
When we'll be talking about Barrister Tanfu that have just been arrested and detained.
I'll take the SDF. I'll take part of your party and put together. When Professor Maurice Kamto organized a rally in Douala, we had more than 100,000 persons who came out. The crowd, we saw a mammoth crowd. I don't think anybody would deny that fact. But now, those are the persons who want change in this country, which is a very, very good thing. It's democratic. But now, decide to fence that environment where those persons were. Say, okay, here we are. We are 100,000 youths here, or sympathizers of the MRC party. We are fencing this place. Nobody goes out. You go out only on the condition that you present to us your voters' card, right? Which is what we need to slot in that ballot box and make the change. If you fence that place and you say we are 100,000 in this place, You can only go out upon presentation of your voter's card. Please, not up to 10,000 will show you.
That is yet to come.
So, what do you mean by yet to come? So we are saying
is that what happened?
The opposition parties to make this change that we are talking
Mr. Eshua,
about.
let us establish the fact. Is that what happened?
Where? I'm just giving you a topic, a food for thought.
That's
Which you yourself, you can
do yet to come.
What do you mean by yet to come? Try to do that when you organize your rallies. When those guys are there, tell them that let them, when coming, let them come with their voters card. You will see that they don't have. If they come, there 50,000. Not up to 5,000 who have the voters card.
The question was about the S.D.F.
So it's not just about the MRC. I'm talking about
no,
all
I mean
the other
the S.D.F. We are talking
parties.
about the S.D.F.
So what I say is that they will make the noise, they make the noise, but yet they don't have those persons who on election day will have the voters card to slot in the ballot.
No, we are not yet there. We are talking
No,
about
we
the
are there.
S.D.F.
That's a failure.
Who of the two is well placed to bring back the vibrancy of the 90, Mr. Eshua? Can you help us stay on the question, please?
I'm sure I made my point very clear and I stood my point. I'm still standing my position that we'll see Joshua morning, afternoon, evening tomorrow.
That's noted. We are going to take on to the second paper, still with the Guardian Post, that title. Ahead of the regional election and end of year festivity, Minat Boss tasked governors to stay alert. So this one again comes to us. I think that will be the main topic of the day. I might not like us to just take it now, but maybe let's talk about Kazinatumi that urges Mr. Biya to declare ceasefire and amnesty for separatists. I think we'll take a jingle. When we come back, we shall be talking on Kazinatumi case. Stay with us.